Hello, and thank you for tuning into this video. It is the morning, so like everyone's like out and about, and this is my first time using this microphone, so hopefully the background noise is not so loud, but yeah, please bear with me. If you've been subscribed to the channel or you know me, you might know that I uploaded a video in 2020 unboxing a Ouija board that I ordered from Ukraine. Basically, this is a little update. And I'm going to be telling the story on why I actually got rid of the board. So basically, I ordered the board, and at the time, like, my beliefs were that it's a tool and it's not actually something that, you know, is going to do anything unless I start like messing with it. So I just thought it was really pretty and I just wanted to have a Ouija board because why not? To be honest, I still want one again, but I'll get to that. So I ordered the board. It was beautiful. It was carved from wood. It just had so many little details in it, and I absolutely loved that aspect of it. But after I ordered the board, there were a couple times where I woke up like just in the dead of night and just had this immediate feeling that I shouldn't have ordered it. Which is something that I obviously ignored because I like posted the video and like I mentioned nothing of that, and like I mentioned nothing of that to anyone either, because like I was just sort of thinking that, I don't know, like my brain was just playing tricks on me or whatever. But now in hindsight, like, you know, waking up at witching hour with just like an immediate feeling of, you know, needing to do something or not doing something like is a sign. I think that like, this is a little side note, I think that like Hollywood and like horror movies have made witching hour to be like this like demonic hour, when I think it's just like when the veil is thinner, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's just a bunch of demons coming through. It can literally just be like your spirit guides or like your ancestors coming through and telling you stuff when you wake up at that time. So that's kind of how I think of it now, is like I was just getting like intuitive hits of you shouldn't have ordered it and get rid of it. But anyway, I was ignoring that. It only happened a couple times and I just completely brushed it off. This next part, I can't actually remember if it was before or after I ordered the board, but it was when I was living at the house. I had a friend over and we were a little bit intoxicated, so I kind of brushed this off. But we were sitting outside just chilling and we both heard like a really loud like coughing noise. Like just as if someone was sitting next to us and just like did this really loud cough. And I kind of ignored it and didn't mention it, but my friend noticed it and she mentioned it and she was like, oh, like, did you hear that? And I'm like, yeah, I did, but I don't know, I just kind of like brushed it off because, sorry, there's a dump truck going by. We're just gonna wait for that. Okay, so yeah, like I kind of just brushed it off because, like I said, we were intoxicated and it could have just, you know, been louder than what it actually was. And I don't know, it was just like a little cough. It wasn't really like a scary thing. Never told anyone about it because I didn't think anything of it. Then I came home, I honestly can't remember how long later, maybe like a few days, like a week or something like that later. And I came home from work and my housemate had one of his friends over and they were sitting in the same spot, and I heard them saying the exact same thing, like, oh, did you hear that cough? Like it sounded like it was right here. And I was like, are you serious? Because I had not mentioned it to them or anyone. And yeah, they were describing like the exact same experience that I had. So that was kind of weird. Not necessarily like scary, I don't think, because it's just like a coughing noise, but it's weird and notable. Also a notable thing, I was living in East Victoria Park at the time, and that place has just a vibe about it. It's got a lot of history. It's very old. Like the houses are stunning in that like old vibe way, if that makes any sort of sense. But we lived near this place called Edward Millen Reserve, I'm pretty sure it was, which has a lot of history. I think it was built around World War One. I could be wrong, it could be World War Two, one of the world wars. And it was used for soldier reparations, and I think it was used as a type of hospital at one point. But that place was freaky. Like the moment that I saw that place, I was like, what is that? That is haunted. And there was even one time where I walked past it when I was going to the shops, and like it's 2 stories, and there was a light flickering in like the top story. I did get a video of it, but like it's probably buried up in the cloud. If I can find it, I will put it here. But yeah, that place is spooky. That place is also abandoned as well. I've read that the Shire of Eastwick Park doesn't know what to do with it, so it's just kind of sitting there. So I doubt that there was like a person like in the top story like flickering the light. Like I don't know why anyone would have been in there. But yeah, that's just like a notable thing. We lived in like an area that just felt haunted. So that probably contributed to some of the stuff that happened. But I believe that like what happened, like that led me to like get the board out and like give it away was more to do with the board, I think. Like itself, like maybe what it was around or who made it. I don't know. Like, I don't want the person to like come find me and be like, I didn't do anything to the board. But like, I don't know. It was just, it was weird. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that now. So basically what happened that made me fully just want to get rid of it. My friend Pehi, my housemate, he was cooking his dinner one night and I was just sitting near the kitchen with him, just talking, chatting. And then we both smelt this like really strong smell of smoke, but it wasn't his food and it didn't smell like food at all. It was just like fire, like just straight up smoke. So our immediate thought was like, there's something on fire in the house, like maybe there's like wiring or something playing up, I don't know. But we were like, we need to check if like the neighbors are having a barbecue or something. So literally like you would open the door, and as soon as you put your head out of the door, you would smell nothing, like nothing at all. It'd just be like clean outdoor air. And then as soon as you come back inside, it's just smoke. So like our initial thoughts were not like, oh my God, this is something like paranormal. We were genuinely like, you know, there's probably a fire or something. So we called the fire department because we couldn't find any source of this smell. And they got us to check the smoke alarms, and then they were basically like, well, the smoke alarms are working, so if there was a fire, then, you know, you would know and they would be going off. And if you can't find any source, then, I don't know, like that's kind of weird. They like ran over the whole, you know, other neighbours having a barbecue is someone else having a fire. But it genuinely did not smell outside at all. So they were just like, just call us back if, you know, it escalates, or you find like the source. So then we were like, okay, where is this coming from? And there was like an air vent in like the bottom story. So the house we lived in was 2 stories and my bedroom was on the top story. So this air vent in like the downstairs hallway just smelled very thick of smoke. So we were like, okay, maybe it's upstairs. So we went upstairs and into my room, and it was just so thick, this smell. It was just fire. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. And there was obviously no source, like we couldn't see anything on fire, but we both kind of thought that it was the board because it's like, what else? And then it just kind of like went away after 10 minutes, and we were both a little bit freaked out because we'd both had paranormal experiences together as well, living in our previous apartment. I think I still have that video up where I'm talking about like my neighbors having an exorcism. Like, I'll link that, or just, it's not very hard to find on my channel if you want to watch that. But yeah, we both like lived through that together. So I think we were both just like, what the hell? So, hello, this is Mel from the future in editing mode, just quickly interjecting because I forgot to mention something. So after the smoke incident happened, I looked up the spiritual significance of smelling smoke or smelling fire, and it basically just means like negative energy, evil, the presence of like not good intentions, basically. So I thought I would mention that because that's just like an added reason or layer when it comes to me getting rid of the board. And I feel like it's important. So yeah, thank you. And back to video mail. Yeah, that was weird. And then I think I'm pretty sure I was having like a fair bit of sleep paralysis as well. Which like it was 2020 as well. So like that could just be like stress, but that just like didn't help. And then the final straw for me was just like waking up in the middle of the night again and just being like, I have to get rid of this. Like that I don't remember what the dream was or if I had a dream before I woke up, but it was just this immediate feeling like the moment that I woke up of being like, I have to get rid of this board. So I chucked it in a bag with some crystals, took it to work, and then one of my workmates claimed it, and I was like, cool, have fun with that, Bergs. Hi, if you're watching this. How is that going, by the way? I don't know, like I don't have an explanation for it. I guess with paranormal stuff, you can't really get like a solid explanation for anything, and that's kind of like the fun and the wonder of it. Or maybe not fun when it's scary, but you know what I mean. Like it's super interesting. I think that maybe having it in my house was like kind of like an invitation. That's how my views on it have changed since that experience. But also like I have a spirit box now. And I guess like, you know, I don't have it turned on all the time, but I have it with me a lot. And you would think that that would also be like the same sort of thing, but I can't say that I've really had any, you know, crazy experiences that I could connect to that. So yeah, but I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, in like an unhinged way, I kind of want another one because I'm going to Salem and New Orleans in a month, and I just feel like that would be the sickest souvenir to take back and be like, I have this Ouija board from Salem or from New Orleans. Like, I just feel like that would be just like the coolest thing ever. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you have any experiences like this, I would love to hear about, like, if you have had a Ouija board and if you feel like they are an invitation, or if you feel like it, you know, depending on who made it or whatever, like that can influence it, because that's kind of how I feel. But I'm just really open to learning more because it's just so interesting. Before I wrap this up, I am also planning to start doing Reiki and Tarot again, hopefully by the beginning of next year. And I'm also doing like a bunch of other things. Like I've been doing art, I've been doing like making jewelry and stuff through my Familiar Intentions page. So if you're interested in any of that, all of that is in the description. I'm also hoping to start up the podcast again. This is obviously going to be on the podcast. So like some YouTube videos will also be on the podcast, so you can just listen to it if you're more of like a drive and listen type of person. But I just want to start doing more like interviews or bits and pieces. I think that would be really cool. And also some ghost stories. I feel like that would be a vibe if anyone's interested. But yeah, if you're into any of that, again, it's in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that you have a great day.